Okay, so this is, I'm going to start from the top, and then I'm going to start with number 6. Um, I have 2 points over here. First point is 15 and 120. X is people. Y is money. The other point I have is 25 and 200. And blah, 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 blah. So I can't use any of my equations yet because I don't have the slope. So I need to find the slope. So I'm going to go from this, I'm going to make this x2. So it's going to be 200 minus 120, which is 80. And 15 minus 25 minus 15, which is 10. And my slope is going to be 8. So I have 8 as my slope. Do I have a point? Yes, I have 2 points. But I don't have my y-intercept, so I want to actually use this guy here. And that's going to take me to the equation. And y minus, and let's just pick the easy one here, this one on top, that's my y1. So y minus 120 equals 8x minus 15. Y minus 120 equals 8x. What's 8 times 15? 40, 120. Add 120 to both sides, and this will throw that. And that's 8x. That's nice because now I know that my y-intercept is 0, so it goes through the origin, so this relationship is proportional. And if there were 40 people coming to this party, so I would just go 8 times 40, and the total amount I would pay would be 320. Okay, so that's nice and easy. C, there are 2 attorneys. I'm going to cross out this section, this question, because I don't know what it means. Okay, so just right away. So we have 2 attorneys. Attorney A, he charges $250 and then $150 per hour. So $250, it would be my y-intercept, and he does 150x per hour. Attorney B, what does he charge? He charges $175 per hour plus 150. Okay, so we got 2 lawyers, and we want to know after 26 hours who's cheaper, so that's not that bad. 150 times 26 plus 250, and same thing here. 175 times 26 plus 250. And you guys can figure out, do the calculation to figure out who's the cheaper person, okay? 8, here's a plane. It's descending, loses altitude, so the slope is going to be -5. Begins with an altitude, so B, the y-intercept is 8,500. Let's write the equation. Y equals -5x plus 8,500. That would be my equation, yeah? Writing equation done. How much time before the plane will land? So when the plane lands, what's the altitude? The altitude is 0, right? So again, sorry, I forgot. X equals seconds. And y equals the height, right? The altitude, the height. So when the height is 0, which means the plane's on the ground, how much time did it take? Well, -8,500, right? Because we're subtracting 8,500 from both sides. And then we're dividing both sides by -5, and x equals whatever number that equals to be. I think it's 170. Let me just confirm. No, 1,700 seconds. Or whatever that is. Okay. That was easy. 9. No, not this one. Okay, so every week she wants to calculate her costs, right? So this is her baskets. She makes baskets, dessert baskets. But every week she starts her, this is the money, and this is the number of baskets that she make. So this is her cost. Every week at the beginning of the week, she already starts owing 200. And every time she makes a basket, her costs keep going up and up. So the more baskets she makes, obviously the more money she has to spend. Hopefully she recovers everything after she sells those baskets, but her costs go up the more she sells. And that's normal, of course. Like I said, she does recuperate her money by charging more than her cost, right? So my equation, do I have a y-intercept? I do. The y-intercept, or the y-intercept is 200. My m is 250. my equation equals 2.5x plus 200. So the first thing says, if she sold 40 baskets, how much is her cost? Well, 2.5 times 40 plus 200, right? She has to pay for the 2.5 times 40 equals something 100. Okay? Plus 200. So if she sells all that, her weekly expense would be $300. Okay. The other question says, last week she had expenses that totaled $562.50. How many baskets did she sell? Well, out of the 562, $200, and we're subtracting 200, right? And it makes sense. $200 were for the rent and electricity, but $362 actually and 50 cents. Those were spent in baskets. We divide both sides by 2.5, and I believe it's, I don't know, 362.5 divided by 2.5 equals 145. That's close. I was going to say 140. So the number of baskets she sold was that. 10. I'm going to skip 10. I'll do it in class tomorrow. You guys can do it. Let's see what we get. 11. Oh, I hate 11. All right, so 11, there's 4 sisters. We have to make really nice. So Jenny and Jada, they each both got $25. So y equals. So I know that's my y-intercept. Jenny and Jada got 25, which means Jolie and Julie, they got 50. The younger ones, they got $15 each. That's the y-intercept. And then it says that Jenny and Jolie, I'm going to put it in blue here. Jenny and Jolie, they put $8 every week. So that's my slope. And the other 2 girls put, Julie and Jada, they put $15. So my first question, or the first question was, will Jolie ever have more money than Jenny? Will Jolie ever have more money than Jenny? No. Why? Because both of their slopes are 8. So, but the difference is that one starts at 15, the other starts 25. So they're both parallel, and you can tell that the bottom line will never catch up to the first line because they're both parallel. Okay, so they're never gonna touch. It's not like that one. All of a sudden, it's gonna cross the other way. So, and that's the reason why Jolie will never beat Jenny or never have more money than Jenny. The second question is, will Jolie ever have more money than Jada? Interesting question. So with that, I think it would be nice if we graph this. And with the graph, we can clearly show if that will be true or not. Can I think of it this any other way? Let me see. Oops. When they ever be equal, oh my god. So let's set these 2 equations equal to each other. Let's see what happens. So we got 15x plus 25. When are these 2 ever going to be equal? So if I do that, I get 7x on this side, right? Because subtract 8 from each side. And this negative 25 minus 15 got negative 10. So obviously that's not going to work because I can't have negative weeks. I wonder if there's a different way of proving if Jolie will ever have, because if we, the good thing is if we graphed this, let's say we graphed, what do you call Jada starts at 25, she would have a certain slope, right? And she will start at 15. And I think the answer is no, because Jada has the bigger, and both, bigger y-intercept and the bigger, what do you call, bigger slope here. She earns more every week. So the answer is still no. But it would be nice to show you on the graph. Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. So the answer is no to both. 12. No, I gotta. Machine can what? Can make 5 miles. So again, x equals hours. Y equals to miles. We got two machines. Graph. Let's do both. So 5 miles an hour. So a machine can make, so y equals 5x. Graph the length. We'll make in 8 hours. In 8 hours, it'll be 5 times 4. Sorry, 5 times 8. And my answer is going to be 40 miles of ribbon in 8 hours. The second machine can make 8, what do you call, an hour. So that's your equation. Y equals 8 times 8. And in 8 hours, this one will do 64 miles of ribbons. I didn't give you a graph, so obviously just this is fine. What's the difference in length for an 8-hour period between the two machines? After 8 hours, obviously this machine over here produces more ribbon. How much more? 24 miles. Okay. I should have read that question before I give it to you. Okay, so 13. The zookeeper, there's a problem with a naked mole rat. Did it say naked? Really? Mole rat population at the zoo. He starts keeping track of the animals in the tunnel. 7 days into his monitoring, he counts 112. Why did it say? Okay. So again, x equals days, and y is going to be the moles. So we have a point. It will be 7 days and 120, and we have another point, which is 13 and 108. So write in the equation, blah, blah, blah. We need to find all that stuff. We don't have a slope, so we have to find. So let's find the slope. y2 minus y1. I want to do 120 minus 108. So you know what? Just let's do y1, x1, x2, y2. 120 minus 108 is 112. And we're going to do 7 minus 13, which is going to be negative 6. So my slope is going to be 112 divided by 6, which is 112 divided by 6. No, that's another way of writing this. So we're going to leave it as a, really? 120 minus 108, 108 is 112. And then 7 minus 13 is negative 6. Let's just leave this at negative 56 over 3. All right, so let's leave it as a fraction for now. Okay, so we know the slope is decreasing because look, at 7 days we had 120 moles, and in 13 days it had 108. So definitely the population is decreasing. So we're going to get a negative slope. So that's okay. We can use that equation that I was talking, this equation here, to find our equation of the line, so which is x minus x1. Just don't like that my slope is 56 over 3. Well, could have made it nicer numbers, right? So it doesn't matter. Y minus, and let's pick this guy over here. Y minus 108 equals negative 56 over 3 over x minus, and what's x1? 13. Y minus 108 equals negative 56 x over 3 plus, what's 56 times 13? 56 times 13 equals something. I'm going to divide that by 3. It's going to give me 242. Oh, come on. I'm going to write 242 and 2/3. And then we're going to add 108 to both sides. So y is going to be, so here's my equation of line. Negative 56 over 3x plus 108, which is 350 and 2/3. So it looks like we had 350 and 2/3 mole rats in the beginning. Okay. If nothing changes, how many days will go by before the mole rats are gone? Good question. Let's see. So we would do y is here. So to do that question, when the population of the moles are 0, how many days would it have been? So you would use this equation, and I'm going to write over here. Y equals negative 56 over 3x plus 350 and 2/3, something like that number. So when y equals 0, that's 350 and 2/3. We're going to throw the 350 on 2/3 on the other side, and it's going to be 350 and 2/3 equals negative 56 over 3x, and we'll divide both sides by 56 over 3rd, right? 56 over 3, and x is going to be, oh my god. So let me see. Well, first of all, it's positive, so I'm going to change that to mixed number. I do not have a calculator with me. So, actually, do I have a calculator? Give me a second. No, I don't. You guys, 350 times 3 equals 1050. So that would be 1052 over 3 times, 3 over 56. Oh, how nice is that? So 1052 divided by 56 divided by 3. It's going to give us 350 days. Jeez, really? No. Hang on a second, please. No, it's 1052 divided by 56. There we go. So it's going to be 18 days, 18.78 days. And that's 18.79 to be more precise. Hopefully you understood the mess I made here. And how many mole rats were there in the beginning? 350 and 2/3. Okay, or 351 actually. Nice question. 14, 2 more questions, yay. Your coin collector after 15 days, so again, days is my x and coins is going to be my y, so we have 15 days and 155.1, 22 days, 218, so we have a positive slope because it's you're increasing here. What's my slope? Let's do all that. So I'm going to do 218 minus 158. 218 minus 155 is going to give me 63 on top. Difference between the values. And 22 minus 15 is 7. So my slope is 9. Hi, finally. Do I have a y, what do you call it? Y-intercept? No, but I can use this. Finally, I have something with nice numbers. Y minus, let's just pick this one over here. Y minus 155 equals 9. X minus 15. Y minus 155. 9x. What's 9 times 15? 135. Minus 135. So y equals, let's throw this fellow over here. So 155 plus 155 on both sides. We're going to get 9x plus 20. There you go. How many coins did I start with? Ooh. Did I do something wrong here? 9 times 15. 9 times 15 is 135. Something's not right. How many coins do you start with? 20. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. How many coins I start with? Good, 20. That marks my intercept. That's the equation. And how many days will you have? 425 coins. So 425 equals 9x plus 20. You're going to do 425 minus 20 on both sides, so you're going to get 405, and then you're going to divide that by 9. And the number of days, x is going to be 45. Okay. Nice question with nice, pretty numbers. Okay, so you want to clean pools in the summer. So your slope is 50x because you're making 50. Your slope is 50. You did, however, need to purchase some equipment to get started. Okay, after playing 3 pools, you were still down 15. Write an equation to represent this data. Ooh, nice question. After cleaning 3 pools, so do we have a point that 3 pools? It should be negative 15, right? So you're negative 15. Careful here. So, write an equation that represents this situation. Okay. So think about this. So you make $50 per pool, and you want to get into the business. You need to buy some equipment. So you bought some equipment, and you're charging $50 per pool. And after cleaning 3 pools, which means you made $150, you're still down $50. So you probably, that means that whatever equipment you bought cost you more than whatever you're cleaning, a little bit more than 3 pools that you clean, right? So if you had a graph right now, it would look something like this. These are the pools that you're cleaning, and this is the money that you're earning. 1, 2, 3. At 3 pools, you're here. Sorry. At 3 pools, you would be over here. No? Over here at negative 15. You would be owing, still, you would still be in the negative territory because you're still down. You haven't covered what you lost. So let's write an equation for this. So y1 m x minus x1, and you'll see what I mean in a second. Y minus, and okay, that's negative 15. Be careful when you substitute. M is 50, x minus 3. So we can get y plus 15 equals 50x minus 150. Y equals, we have to throw 15 on that side, 50x minus 165. And that's what I was talking about. So your y-intercept is all the way down here at negative 165. So at 0 pools, you're down $165. Okay, so that obviously is going to change. So that as you're cleaning pools, you notice that you owe less and less and less, right? It's probably going to go up like that. So at 0 pools that you clean, you're down $165, which means that this is how much you purchased, how much you spent in the equipment that you purchased. You spent $165. So before you even started making money, you're already down $165. Nice problem, because there were a couple of things that you needed to consider to get your equation correctly. Okay, and I will get back to the altitude and temperature. I'll work it out, and we'll talk about it in class. Hopefully this wasn't too long. No, it wasn't.